Alrighty, everybody, and we are live. Guys, I am sorry for the delay. You can blame Callum, blocked content. It was all his fault. I'm just kidding. He is awesome.
Absolutely.
But we got through all the technical difficulties, and now we are all here. The stream is officially started, so you guys already know me. I am LaxChris, and I am joined by three amazing other content creators who I am very proud to call my good friends. So go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
Well, my name is Marlon. You know who I am. Marlon MGN, MarlonGamingNation, cover Smash, do a lot of reactions, cover a lot of Nintendo stuff, PlayStation, Xbox. So, yeah.
Hey guys, I'm PapaGenos, cover a lot of Smash speculation mostly, also Nintendo stuff and whatnot. So this is, I think, the second time we've gotten together here, so happy to do it again.
And then...
Hi guys, my name is Callum. I do blocked content, which is also a YouTube channel about Nintendo, Smash, and that kind of stuff.
So,
Is my audio okay?
yeah, it's good. It's kind of cutting out.
I'd not be able to hear me.
So, but while we're figuring that out, I just want to say, guys...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're all good?
Uh-oh.
Okay, hang on. Are we all still there?
I'm here.
Okay.
This is why it was delayed for anyone out there wondering. We're trying to get the audio working good.
We're figuring this out, I promise. So, while we're figuring this out, guys, I just want to say, go ahead and drop a sub to MarlonGamingNation, PapaGenos, and Blocked Content. Like I said, they're all amazing content creators, good personal friends of mine, and I'm just very glad that we got to do this again today. The last time we did this was speculating about a Nintendo Direct, but today I figured I wanted to get these guys together because we talk about Smash Ultimate a lot, and we have something really big happening in just another couple of days, being the Game Awards. Now, if you guys have been living under a rock, there has been so much stuff coming out about the Game Awards, right? Like, we have Sabi and Vergaben deconfirming stuff left and right, and we just need to figure out who our next DLC fighter is going to be. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this giant list of characters that Vergaben actually went ahead and deconfirmed yesterday, but we're going to go ahead and talk about that first. So, Papa, I know you said that you already saw that list, so why don't you go ahead and comment on that first, and then we can get everybody's opinions on it.
Sure, yeah. So, Vergaben, or Vergaben, however you say it,
Yeah.
I say Vergaben. So, they put out this list, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and it was like a huge list of deconfirmations. It was like whole companies, like tons of them. It was like Sega, Capcom, this, that, the other thing. I think they said nothing from Nintendo, no upgraded Spirits or Sys trophies. It was like 10 things.
Yeah.
And they were like encompassing things like whole companies and stuff like that. And then I think it was earlier today or late last night, they basically kind of backpedaled on it and only deconfirmed a couple things. So I have no idea what's going on with that. I kind of, like, I talk to Sabi all the time, so I understood Sabi's deconfirmation. I understood the process that was happening there. They have this one source that supposedly heard the 5th DLC character. That source doesn't want to tell Sabi who it is, but like whenever a character was getting kind of too popular in speculation, they were okay with being like, you know what, it's not that character, just to kind of soften people's expectations. But they didn't want to give it away. They're not, the person that Sabi's talking to isn't exactly like a leaker. They kind of want it to be a surprise, I feel like, still. So that, they didn't want to tell Sabi too much, who the character actually is. So that all made perfect sense to me. And I understood what was going on there. I know who Sabi's talking to. I know they're pretty credible. I don't know for sure if the character they heard is the 5th character, but I knew that what was going on with that. So the whole thing made sense. Then Vergaben started deconfirming stuff, and I don't know anything about Vergaben's sources. I don't know anything about Vergaben's whole process here. So this new thing where they deconfirmed like a ton of stuff and then backtracked on it, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I find it all very strange, and I'm very wary of believing any of it now outright, to be honest.
What are you thinking about that, Marlon?
I haven't personally seen anything on it yet, but I don't know. I know Vergaben is like kind of, I don't know. He's okay as far as credibility is concerned. I mean, he's gotten a lot of things right before. So it's kind of like up in the air, man, because there's so much like confusion going on here about who is confirmed, who is deconfirmed, and it's a lot more characters that are deconfirmed. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air for me.
No, I definitely agree with that. So I guess where I'm sitting right now is after taking a look at that giant list from Vergaben. So at least on my channel, whenever I go ahead and talk about Vergaben and Sabi, the general consensus is that Sabi is a more credible leaker, right? Like, lots of people believe Sabi more than they believe Vergaben because of Vergaben's statements about the Minecraft stuff possibly coming to Smash. And apparently he's backpedaled on a lot of stuff, so whenever I talk about Sabi and Vergaben, I'm always like, I want to hear what Sabi has to say before I go ahead and make any decisions on what character is going to be next, right? Now, when I saw that giant list of characters from Vergaben yesterday, I was like, where is all this coming from? Like, how is he able to deconfirm all of these different fighters at once? And I just don't really know. And if you guys haven't already seen the list, we have made, or at least I've made a video about it, and you guys can check it out. But with that list, really the only two companies that really have a chance of getting a character in at this point, unless it's like an indie character or something else along those lines, seems to be Sony or Papa, it was Valve, right?
Yeah, Sony and Valve. That's if the initial list that Vergaben came out with was right. But then they backpedaled on it. They said like, no, sorry, I was misinformed. It's not all that. So I think we have more. I think we kind of have a lot more back in the running if you're believing all the deconfirmation stuff. But yeah, the initial thing looked like it basically cut out like everybody who could possibly get a character besides Sony, Valve, and then maybe like an indie company. But that was pretty much it.
Yeah, so, like you said, now is it possible that we could get a Sony character in Smash Ultimate? I definitely think so. Now, lots of people for the longest time have been saying, like, oh, there's no way we'll ever get any Sony character in Smash Ultimate, but we've also been hearing the same thing about Banjo-Kazooie and Microsoft characters coming to Smash. We heard the same thing about Sonic never coming to Smash, and Snake, and all these other characters. Like, one of the things that we need to recognize is that Sakurai is a genius not only when it comes to game design, but also when it comes to talking to people, right? Like, getting these characters into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If Sakurai and Nintendo want to get a character into Smash, they're going to get that character into Smash. Like, we still have that whole debate over Sora right now, with, like, Disney saying all these things, and the user HMK, I believe, coming out and telling us all these things. If a character originated in a video game, and us, the fans, want to see that character, then Sakurai is going to get that character in, and honestly, Sony could use some representation in Smash. I understand that they're rivals, but adding in a character from Sony, this is at least how I see it, right? So, let's say that Sony adds in Kratos from God of War to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I would be really okay if that happened. This is just an example, but let's say they added him in, right? Well, there's no God of War games on the Nintendo Switch, so what are the people what are they going to do if they want to find out where Kratos came from? They're going to go ahead and play God of War over on the PlayStation 4 or whatever console they can, right? So it's, in a way, it's kind of like the character sells the games and the games sell the characters. And, they may be rivals once again, but at the end of the day, both these companies are in it to make money. And if there is a character from Sony we want to see in the game, Sakurai's going to get them for us. I'm just going to be honest. I would be shocked if at some point, it might not be an Ultimate, but later on down the line, we'll eventually see a Sony character.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I was like completely shocked when I heard about the whole collaboration with, PlayStation and Nintendo actually working together on this tournament. And I was like, what the heck? So after the tournament was over with and everything, a lot of people start going into deep speculation, saying it could be Sly Cooper, saying that it could be Kratos. And I'm like, wow, like Kratos would be cool, because I mean Kratos is like literally, I wouldn't say the face of PlayStation, but he's a very good representation of PlayStation.
I agree.
And I'm sitting here thinking like, well, how would his recovery work, right?
Right.
I mean, and then of course, you know how people are. Same thing with the chair theory, right? where they were saying,
yeah. Oh, Marlon,
They were-
really quick, I'm sorry to cut you
Yeah,
off, but
yeah.
Callum was wondering if you could turn off your camera because it's messing up the connection really quick.
oh,
If you
okay,
wouldn't
okay,
mind.
yeah, I can do that.
All right, sorry to cut
All right,
you
sure.
off. Go ahead and continue your point.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Can
Wait.
you guys hear me on my end?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can
the
hear
voice?
him.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
you're back.
All right,
There we go.
nobody
There we
touch
go.
anything.
Okay, that's good. I don't want to interrupt anything that's going on. My connection is a little bit different today, so I might be interrupting people like randomly because of like a little bit of lag. So right now, I'll just let you guys kind of go, and then if I'll kind of lean into it a little bit. But please go on. I'm so sorry for interrupting.
Perfect. That's Callum. That's Block's content, everybody. Go drop him a subscribe as well. Okay, back to your point, Marlon. I'm very sorry about that.
Oh yeah, yeah, no problem. So I think for a lot of people, they were just like speculating, just like with the chair theory about Sakurai posing after the tournament with his hand on his hip, and everybody started going to this, saying, "Oh, it's the same pose as Sly, and Sly is gonna be in Smash," and I'm like, dude, like really? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand that part. Like, it's just crazy to me.
He can't even move around without people speculating on it.
Yeah, seriously. Sakurai eating a sandwich? Oh my gosh, new character confirmed. Cooking Mama confirmed. But that's fun.
If Sakurai
That's
eats
fun.
food, it's definitely Cooking Mama.
But yeah, I think yeah, I wasn't really referring to Kratos specifically. I mean, I think it'd be cool. You know, God of War is apparently like this amazing game that I still need to play because like I don't have my PS4 yet, but I've heard nothing.
Have you played the old ones?
What'd you say?
God, you're missing out.
Have you played the old ones?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, you got to do that.
Well, now I
Missing
have to.
out.
Now I gotta go get a PS4 after this.
You're missing out. You are
I've
missing out.
I've heard. And you know what the thing is? This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? If Kratos did get added into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and I really ended up liking his games, that would be an incentive for me to buy the PlayStation console, buy the games, and do everything else like that. And for those people who love the God of War games, that would be an incentive for them to play as the character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. See, that's what I'm saying. Doesn't sound too crazy now, does it?
Yeah, it goes both ways. Whenever a character goes in Smash, it helps Nintendo out, and it helps if it's again a third-party character. It helps out that other company too, because like you said, they go and play. Everybody goes and plays those games. Dragon Quest got a huge bump in popularity after Hero got in.
Oh my gosh, dude, I know.
Yeah, like not many people were playing Dragon Quest that I was seeing, and like now I've heard everybody has tried it out. So
yeah, I mean, I know it's like super popular over in Japan, but I mean, do you guys remember in Super Smash Bros. Melee? Something that's brought up a lot is that Marth and Roy were originally not supposed to be in the US version of Super Smash Bros. Melee, right? But then there was like such a fan outcry to get these characters in the game that they ended up bringing them over, and then people fell in love with the Fire Emblem series, and now that's one of Nintendo's big name series that they love to make games for and everything else like that. So you really cannot underestimate the power adding a character into Smash will do for a company. It's really crazy, actually.
yeah, definitely Fire Emblem was the first one, I think, where Nintendo realized, wait a minute, we have this whole game series that we kind of kept away from the West, and then we put it in Smash, and people started itching to get Fire Emblem, figure out where these characters are actually from, and now the series sells over in the West. So I think that was definitely what broke the mold on figuring that out, that you can advertise games through Super Smash Brothers, and now it's like the norm.
Yeah, it's such an amazing thing too. People talk all the time about how special a game like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is, and they're not wrong. I mean, I have been wanting to play Banjo-Kazooie in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for so long, and now that Banjo-Kazooie's in Smash again, there's rumors going around that we might get a new Banjo-Kazooie game. It's absolutely insane that the power that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has over developers and fans alike. Oh man, it's just I love talking about it. It's insane.
It's amazing, man. It is really amazing. I mean, just when Sakurai pretty much tweeted about Xbox, and it was the #1 thing trending in Japan. So I mean, people can't stress the power of Nintendo and the power of Smash, and that's why I'll be really upset if at the Game Awards, if Smash does not get Game of the Year, I'm not saying it because I'm a huge Smash fan and I love Smash and everything, but I felt like it's just well deserved. You know, it's the best fighting game hands down. You know what I mean? When it comes to story, when it comes to gameplay, when it comes to characters, you know, when it comes to music, just overall, I just think it's the total package. And I mean, you have Street Fighter, you got Mortal Kombat, you got Marvel versus Capcom, you have all these different fighting games and everything, but I feel like Smash is just very special because it brings everything together. It brings everyone together. Just like video games bringing all of us together, right? It's the same thing with Smash, just bringing all these popular characters from all these different companies in one universe.
Right.
So
yeah. I guess the kind of next thing that I wanted to go ahead and talk about is who do you guys want to see? Now, one of the things that so there is Sabi has been saying some pretty weird stuff, and we might not get a character reveal at the Game Awards. Now, I'm hoping we do, but at least from where I'm standing, some of the stuff that they've been saying has been a little bit suspicious. But in terms of the next DLC fighter, with all of the information that we know right now, who do you guys want to see? I mean, personally, at this point, I was really pushing for Sora. I'm really upset that Sora did end up getting deconfirmed. It's really, I want Sora in Smash so bad because I'm such a huge Kingdom Hearts fan.
Sora's on the deconfirmation list for Sabi, but that I mean, it's still possible. He's deconfirmed. It could be wrong.
No, it's not. Don't lie to me. Don't give me hope. Don't give me that hope.
There's no leak or anything behind that statement. I'm just saying, it could happen.
Dude, yeah, everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, PapaGenos talks to Sabi and just said Sora's not deconfirmed.
No. Sabi has said no Sora. I'm just saying, they're not infallible. It could, they could be wrong.
Which is very disappointing, but at this point, I mean, I'm waiting for Sabi to come out
Sora
and say
Sora might be deconfirmed. It might still be Mickey Mouse that's up in the running, right?
Mickey Mouse joins the battle. No, but I think that at this point, the character I'm pushing for, and that I actually think is a chance, if what Vergaben said is wrong, which until Sabi says it, I'm not really gonna believe it. I actually think that Steve would be a really cool character to get in Smash.
Some Minecraft content finally actually getting through.
There's the Vergaben Minecraft content.
Yeah. This whole theory about Steve and Smash is just giving me a headache because I'm like, oh my, no.
Also, guys, I hate to say it, but Callum is having some internet issues and he's going to be signing off. So I sincerely apologize for that. But so it's going to be me, PapaGenos, and Marlon for a little while. He's still going to be in the chat. It looks like he said he'll be here for his thoughts and we can read them to you, but he will not be talking. So. Yeah, but I definitely want to see Steven Smash. I think that he'd be a great character. Sakurai said before that he loves Minecraft a lot, so who knows? Yeah. It's definitely possible.
I know. That is true. That is definitely true, And at the same time, it's like this. But my whole theory is there's so many characters that we can choose from, that could fit the bill for fighter number 5. But at the same time, it's kind of like, I think a lot of people will be salty if a certain character get in and it's like, wait, you could have put this character instead of this character, but we got another fighter pass. So it's kind of like we're just going to have to just be patient and kind of wait and see. But at this point, man, for me, I would love for Crash to make it in.
Yes. Yes.
That's the character I really and truly want.
Absolutely.
But, I don't know, man. And then we're hearing this stuff about Master Chief. I don't Chief?
Oh yeah, that leaked audio that came out. Yeah, I remember Sabi was like, "Yeah, no."
Man, it sounded, boy, it sounded so real. At first, I was like, "Wait a minute, it sounded like the voice, the voice actress and whatnot."
Too.
Yeah, it sounded so cool, man.
Yeah, the beginning was definitely a good. If it isn't real, which I'm guessing it's not, It was a good impersonation. I'll say that. It was a good impression.
Oh my god!
But I mean,
nail that.
And people are like, one of the things that I've seen as well is people saying like, "Hey, there's no way that we're ever going to get Master Chief in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate," but we might see him at some point. I mean, Master Chief is basically Microsoft's Mario in that he's like the Halo franchise is like the Xbox is like biggest game, at least in my opinion. I don't know if you guys disagree or not, but I think that like Halo is their flagship series, and adding Master Chief into Smash would be something really cool. I mean, Sakurai if Sakurai adds in a third-party character, it's because it's either a character that we really want to see, or it's a character that has had some kind of impact on gaming. And like, I think that Master Chief has had a huge impact on gaming overall, so even though that audio might end up being fake, it's still definitely possible that we could end up seeing him sometime later.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Master Chief is not like out of the running or anything, and having Banjo-Kazooie in Smash means like, you know, they are working with Microsoft, so Microsoft characters, you know, getting into Smash, like that ceiling has already been, you know, broken. Like that could happen. Caleb wanted to say on the recording thing, they typed, it's definitely Jen Taylor, but it might be a recording at a convention for a fan. I have a few friends who can do a 10 out of 10 Cortana impression, but still the sound clip is really eerily similar to Jen. And I could see that happening. I mean, I've been to conventions before and stuff. I've met, you know, people in gaming. I think I met the voice of GLaDOS one time. That was pretty cool. And they do that sometimes. You know, you can pull out your cell phone, get a recording, have them say something. I could see them, you know, some fan being like, hey, can you record like as if, you know, Master Chief was getting in Smash, and then they just take that, throw some music in the background, put it up online, and, you know, now we have a leak.
Yeah, seriously. And then everybody's like, oh gosh, Master Chief.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it's I'm not gonna definitely throw him out as not coming, like Papa said, but I mean, at this point, we got way more important characters that could, you know, fit the bill for fighter number 5. Or, you know, for the next deal. Now, Waluigi. I think Papa talked a little bit about that in his Daisy Theory video.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
And it
The
actually
Daisy Theory. Can I just say I love the Daisy Theory? Like, Smash fan, like, and I agree, like, this might mean absolutely nothing, but this is Sakurai we're talking about, right? Like, nothing with him means nothing.
Those are like my favorite theories, though. I love the reaching, crazy ones. And if they actually come to pass, it's like, what? I like, that's what's fun. That's the fun side of speculation, in my opinion. So yeah. I just want to give a quick shout out to Push Dustin of Source Gaming, because the name Daisy Theory, he put that up on Twitter as like a joke, and I responded like, yeah, I think I am gonna make that video, and then I just went right ahead and did it. So he's the one who actually named that video.
Oh my god, wow. So funny. But yeah, anyways, so continue about Waluigi. I want to hear about this, because I think he has a chance too.
Oh my god. I mean, I think if Waluigi, man, people are gonna lose their crap, you know, because it's like, wait a minute, this character has been really on the hot plate for a very long time.
He's Ridley at this point. He's Ridley.
Yeah, basically. And so, you know, I mean, Sakurai has pretty much shown us, like, look, anything is possible, okay? We got Ridley in the freaking game when everybody's been saying, oh, he's too big to be in Smash, and then automatically he's right here. So I'm really hyped at this point, you know, for whatever character, because I just take what Sakurai says as far as his wording, saying that, hey, look, this is a character that nobody knows about. This is an unannounced character. And I'm just like, wow, well, who could it be? So I'm busting my brain. I'm trying to think. I'm like, who could this character be? Because, I mean, I think Lloyd got deconfirmed, right?
Yeah, Sabi deconfirmed Lloyd.
Yeah. I'm a big Tales of fan, too. I was hopeful for Lloyd. It seemed like he had a good shot, but
yeah,
oh well.
he was giving me real hero vibes with, like, getting him in Smash, because Tales of's super popular in Japan, and Lloyd is, like, one of their most requested characters, so I'm kind of surprised that, you know, he was deconfirmed so quick.
Yeah, I mean, that within itself was just like, wait, what? I was hoping, but another part of me was saying Gino, because
oh yes,
you know,
a lot of parts of me are always saying Gino.
I'm gonna hope and pray on that one, because I know Sakurai's been trying to get Gino in for a very long time.
Absolutely.
And so it would just make perfect sense for him to be in now. You know what I mean? Just like, okay, boom, end it off right there. Fighter Pass 1, DLC number 5. You know, here comes Gino. you know, and the crowd goes wild, right? Because, you know, he's been out there just like Waluigi, you know, everybody's been talking about him. And so I'll be happy if Gino makes it in. I mean, I think he deserves to be there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Obviously, it's my most wanted character. So if I had to pick a character for number 5, obviously Gino would be my most wanted here. Also, Colin was saying earlier about the Daisy theory thing over in we have a chat going, so I'm just going to read some stuff that he says now and again. It was basically saying that they don't think it's totally random that Daisy's on there because it is just kind of odd. We have all the DLC characters, but then Daisy. So Colin thinks it's definitely a hint at something, and also throughout that it might just be because she was the first character announced. I mean, it was Inkling, but she was the first at E3, so maybe that's why she's there. But there's got to be purpose to it. It can't just be nothing. And Calum also said that thinks Gino should be a bonus character, which I agree. I actually don't think Gino will probably be DLC 5, but I could definitely see the right after the pass or as a bonus for buying the next pass or something. I could see Gino falling in some sort of bonus character spot or just being in the next wave of characters. That's possible too, but the bonus spot always felt like a good place for Gino.
I definitely agree with that, especially if he was a free bonus character. Now I don't know if Nintendo's going to give away anything for free, but what I was thinking is Nintendo Switch Online, right? We have gotten all of this information about Nintendo Switch Online, and one of their biggest things is that, we're going to have mystery gifts to be giving away every once in a while. Now, I have a couple of friends personally that are I don't really want to buy Nintendo Switch Online. The online service isn't great at all, or anything else like that, so why would I buy that just to play NES games and SNES games, right? Well, I mean, one of the best ways to incentivize people to buy Nintendo Switch Online would be to put a new character in. If you get Nintendo Switch Online, you get Gino as a free character, no questions asked. Because then, and that's the only way you can get Gino is if you have Nintendo Switch Online. Now, I hope they don't do something like that because I think that would be a little scummy. You have to pay $20 to get one character. But I could see them doing something like that as an incentive to buy NSO.
Well, one thing they could do is they could do, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you get Gino as a bonus. But if you want to buy Gino, he's $4.99 like the other characters.
That's actually so it could be good as well. Yeah,
it comes with it. So it's not. It's a little less scummy if they did it that way.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
No,
wow.
But yeah. But, going back to the Daisy theory really quick. So I actually watched your video about it, Papa, because I was really curious about it. And so we were talking about Arlie Naja. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. And the other possibilities.
I think it's Arl.
Arl. Okay.
Arl.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never played.
I believe I could be wrong.
But we were.
I'm terrible at pronouncing things. So.
No, it's okay. But we were talking about either the possibility of Mario and Daisy being a hint towards Rex and Pyra. Now, personally, like you said, I don't think that's very likely to happen. I do think that Rex and Pyra might be represented eventually. The only issue is, as a bonus for buying the Fighter's Pass, you got a free Rex Mii costume, right? So why would they give you a free Mii costume and then him as a downloadable fighter? It just doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I can definitely see where the idea came from to be Rex and Pyra.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It feels weird if that was the bonus for the pass, and by the way, he's also going to be in the pass.
Right.
It just doesn't fit. Again, further DLC, yeah, totally. The fact that Sakurai even decided to give the Mii costume as sorry, I wanted to do this character might mean the character's coming at some point, but I don't think it's going to happen in the pass.
Yeah. And I mean, speaking of Mii costumes, where's the Gino Mii costume? Where is it?
Exactly.
Where is it?
Wait,
Either give us the Gino Mii costume or give us the character. Where is it?
It could happen at the Game Awards,
Marlon, stop. Do you know how disappointing that would be if they were hey guys, here's a new character. Oh, and also, you know that character Gino you all really want in Smash? Here's his Mii costume back. Oh my gosh.
I will say, just for the record, I'm a huge Gino fan. I actually would not mind the Gino Mii costume back. I got Banjo-Kazooie, so I'm totally satisfied with this game. I got one of my most wanted characters. So the Gino Mii costume, I want at least that back though, because I could play him in Smash 4, but nobody plays Smash 4 anymore. So like, at least let me play as Gunner as Geno here, or do like an upgrade, like the Sans Me costume was like really awesome looking. Like just like do that. Like that'd be sweet.
Yeah, I think that would be dope. Yeah.
And you know what? Lots of people complain
Or a
about
playable
Mii
character. That's
costumes.
the best.
You know, like you were saying, lots of people like. People don't. I understand why people don't like Mii costumes, right? They don't like them because, oh, that means my favorite character isn't going to be joining Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But at the same time, yeah, they don't have their own unique moveset, but at least they're represented in some way. Like, it's cool to me that we have Sans in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and even though he's not his own character, I mean, personally, I don't think he really could be, just because, like, he dies in one hit, so, like, how would they work that in? But the fact that he's in Smash with Megalovania is something that's really special, so even if your favorite character does get in, it stinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like Mii costumes they're weird. Some of them, it kind of matters the character too. Like some characters, the Mii costume kind of fits for that character. Like it kind of looks like the character just because of the body type and everything.
Right.
Other ones, like it's like, nah, it doesn't really fit for the character very well. So it's always a case by case basis. One thing I did want to make just a comment on, we were talking about Arl before, and you were talking about the Nintendo Switch Online.
Mm-hmm.
There's this really weird thing that I can't shake out of my mind. Is that on the Switch Online Super NES games, in the Western version, like the English version, it's all like English games, and then like English translated games, and then there's one Japanese game on the Switch Online Super NES collection, and it's Puyo Puyo, and that game was Kirby's Avalanche in the West. So like,
oh wow,
why did they give us one Japanese game? It's so weird. It sticks out so strange to me. And then they have the Daisy Theory thing really kind of point to Arl. I don't know. I'm not locking in on any character, and I think Vergeman actually said it's not Arl, but I don't know how much I believe Vergeman's deconfirmations at this point. But like, I don't know. I can't shake that character out of my mind, and that weird situation with that game being on the Switch Online in Japanese. It's just it's such a strange thing to do.
So I'm going to be completely honest. I don't really know that much about Arl, so like, I don't really have a comment on her. Now, is this game like really popular over in Japan? Is it popular over here? Why would she be a good character for Smash?
Have you played Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine?
I have not.
Yeah.
That's Puyo Puyo. That's what Puyo Puyo is.
Robotnik's
they always kind of
Mean
masked it as
Machine.
other things here. But it is the second biggest selling Sega franchise next to Sonic. If you look up Sega franchises and how well they sell, Puyo Puyo is the second best selling.
Wow.
So
okay.
she is not, as out there of a choice as she kind of feels maybe to Western audiences.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty popular in Japan, and that game in particular, especially if you take the like Kirby's Avalanche and Robotnik Mean Bean Machine and accept that they're actually her games, she makes a little more sense.
I love Robotnik Mean Bean Machine so much.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
He fixed his
there you go.
microphone just to say that.
It is such a good game. Like one of my favorite things of all time.
This
and it's the weirdest thing where it's like literally Mean Bean Machine. Like what you imagine when you hear that name is like exactly what the game is. Like it's Dr. Eggman, like, and Mean Beans, and it's a machine as well. But yeah, that is what introduced Puyo Puyo to a lot of people. And what I really like about that idea is that now, of course, people have the game on Switch, and it has many great characters and this great multiplayer mode with Tetris and stuff like that. But still, people's like first idea of that thing was in a Sega game, in a Sonic game, right? So to see a little bit of crossover when, inevitably they'll come to Smash, I hope they'll pose with Sonic or something. And by the way, hi guys, what's going on?
This man came in
man.
to share his love about Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
I just love it. It just ignited my microphone, I think.
Oh wow, you sound so much better, dude.
Yeah, we can actually hear you.
Yeah, I changed something that didn't include my very expensive microphone, and now I'm just talking into my laptop.
Okay, hey, if it works,
It doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't sound bad. That's good to hear. So yeah, I really agree with you guys. This whole Daisy theory is both super interesting and also a little bit eerie, right? Because it's a very clear hint, I think. Yeah, you wouldn't just put Daisy in there just for fun. I mean, yeah, we've all speculated the Daisy is there is just because she is one of the first characters revealed. You know, in that CG trailer, technically Inkling was the first one, you know, but there's of course no gameplay. And then with that everyone is here thing, I believe they were like, oh, by the way, there's a new challenger, and it was just like a soft reveal of Daisy. So that could be the thing. That doesn't seem like a very Sakurai thing to do, because I think that there's other characters that you could have, you know, Inkling would be like the poster girl for Smash, more like that, I think.
Yeah, she's clearly the odd person out on that image, and it's just really strange. Why would you do an image of all the DLC and Daisy? I mean, Mario is fine; he kind of gets a pass, but and Daisy is just weird.
Yeah.
Well, another thing that
and if it was like Mario, then why isn't Peach next to Mario, right?
True.
I mean, like if you would do two Mario characters, why would it be Mario and Daisy, not like Mario and Luigi or Mario and Yoshi or even Mario and DK? Like it makes no sense.
Well, I think that the reason why it does make sense is because of a theory that we all know, the color theory, right? I mean, so for those of you guys who don't know what the color theory is, basically it states that like each character is going to have a different color associated with them. So Piranha Plant is green, Joker is red, Hero's purple, Banjo-Kazooie's yellow, and then Terry Bogard is blue, which means the last character's background color is probably going to end up being orange, which is why a lot of people are thinking like, oh, that's why Daisy was included in that, because the color theory is actually something that's probably going to end up happening. And at this point, yeah, I'm a pretty big believer that the color theory is going to come to fruition.
Same here. I was kind of like, I don't know if we should use that to choose. Like, so here's the thing. I definitely think it's going to happen. Actually, like, I'll pretty much lock in for color theory. I think the background's going to be orange. Simply from a like design standpoint, if you were just to make, if you had all the characters in front of you, you'd probably make the backgrounds different if that was, you know, what you're going for here. But I don't know necessarily if orange is going to like really fit the next character, so I think you got to be a little cautious there with it. Like for instance, if you told me Banjo-Kazooie's coming, what color is associated with them, I might not immediately think yellow, you know, so the next character might not immediately be like an orange character, like super hard, but I do think that's going to be the background.
Yeah, I agree.
It could be weird, right? Because if you look at all the company logos, I think that there's precedent for it as well, because you have the SNK.
Did we lose them?
Uh-oh.
And then, of course, that's Terry's color. Something happening with that where, like, I don't know. Oh, this is blue, I think, so that doesn't even make sense. But, yeah, what company could be orange? Like, Bandai Namco has been
deconfirmed by Vergiben,
right?
not Sabi. So, yeah, I'm still thinking Namco's in the running.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, like, why wouldn't we get a Bandai Namco character, right? I mean, they're co-developing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and they have a ton of characters that would be super cool in the game.
Yeah, facts. That is true. That is true. I don't know, man. At this point, like I said, I can't take Vergiben's deconfirmation for all these things that he's been saying to any like truth or anything like that, because he's been wrong about a lot of different things. And also this whole Half-Life thing, Gordon Freeman, I was like, come on, get that, get that out of my face. Like, that is, come on, man. If you're gonna put Gordon Freeman in there, I mean, you might as well throw, I don't know, let me see what character, Goku. Throw Goku in there.
Oh gosh.
Well, he does fit the color theory.
He does. We figured it out.
Did somebody use the Dragon Balls to wish Goku into Smash?
Oh my god, might as well, shoot. But I'm like, come on, man. Gordon Freeman from Half-Life, and they just make it so believable, because it's like, oh yeah, man, and so said this, and so deep within Nintendo. I'm like, come on, y'all know doggone well. Half-Life, no, not at all.
And that was the thing with all the Vergiben deconfirmations, was it left Sony and Valve. So Valve was one of them. I was thinking about it. Shell from Portal, just move set wise, just because I was thinking about Valve characters. But having Portal in Smash, I don't even know if you'd be able to like do Portal's justice in Smash. But what a cool move set that could be.
Well, I mean, Sakurai found a way to make
Piranha Plant fit the bill, right?
Female and associated with the color orange.
Huh.
Yeah, right. Both the like the Portal is orange. I think her pants are orange as well.
Yeah,
right?
she's got the orange jumpsuit like halfway on.
So Right, and it's a female character, so that's what we've been missing in that Fighter's Pass as well. So ticking a lot of boxes there, and yeah, Sakurai has been quoted to say, the playstyle has to be interesting. So if there's something with a portal-based moveset, like imagine shooting portals like to even like drop through platforms, so you just fall through them and out of the other portal and stuff like that. So you can really like screw with different players using the portals.
Oh man, sticking a portal like below the stage and then having somebody fall into it. Oh.
Now,
And that would be
That would be fun.
really
That would be
special.
so
And also having those little turrets as well, those
Yep.
little turrets that can shoot laser beams and stuff like that. You can really make something special. And of course, the final smash will be GLaDOS, right? You can really do like a huge big laser beam or something like that, or the cake is a lie or something, where the characters are just dropped into the abyss or something like that.
Yeah, the portal stage, if they did one, would be like crazy too. You could do a ton of portals. You have GLaDOS in the background, like taunting you as you're like fighting. Like it could be pretty sweet.
Now, one of the things, I do apologize, but one of the things I was just thinking about, and
Success.
somebody mentioned it in the comments, is it possible that we could end up getting a character from Game Freak? Like, as we all know, like, Town is coming up. Town is coming up really soon, and they just released Pokemon Sword and Shield, and honestly, like, yes, I understand that Pokemon is like a Nintendo game, but it's developed by Game Freak, so is that like a different realm of possibility? And could we end up seeing the protagonist of Town to try to promote that game? Or could we maybe even see a new Gen 8 Pokemon, like one of the new starters?
Didn't
Isn't
Toby
Town
Fox
alright?
do like music for Town and the new Pokemon? And he
Yep.
is also like he talked to Sakurai. It's like how we have Sans
Yep.
and stuff, right? So
That was
There's a
one
bit
of
of
the
a
things I was
connection
thinking
there.
about. So yeah, I think
I
it's
thought
possible
Town
that-
was already released, right?
is
It
it
is
out? I
not.
haven't played it if it is.
It's-
I think I've seen a lot of reviews. I've heard a lot of reviews for that game, and a lot of people were panning the game and saying, "Yeah, I played through the entirety of the campaign and stuff like that." So
Oh.
I think it's either already out or they had really early review copies.
Yeah,
I
or
think
it
you're
came
something.
right.
out- it
Actually, now that
came
you
out
say
on
that, I do
October
kind of remember
16th.
people commenting on it.
It came out on October 16th. I'm actually kind of surprised. Because I heard nothing about that game. Like,
It's
besides-
horrible.
Yeah, I heard it was
Supposedly.
bad. That's what I heard
Well-
too. So that's probably why I didn't even realize it was out.
But you know what a good game is that lots of people have been talking about? Astral Chain.
Yeah.
Oh, someone doesn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, no, not in the sense I don't like it. I feel like an Astral Chain character, it's not highly requested enough, but I can kind of see why Nintendo would do that, because Astral Chain did phenomenal for Nintendo as far as sales and critically acclaimed and reviews and such. And so I think that would just be a good fit as well. But I just don't think Sakurai would kind of put an Astral Chain character there. But I mean, again, it could happen.
My thoughts on it are basically like I like a game to kind of it has to sit for a little while before I hate using the word deserving to get into Smash,
Sure,
but I want
yeah,
something to like have a legacy before it gets in. I kind of felt the same way about ARMS when people were talking about Springman getting into Smash.
Oh
Like-
my god.
Like they're good games, like that. I'm not knocking them at all, but I feel like getting Inkling in was the right amount of time to have Splatoon
Right.
sit. Make sure that game is like it has a legacy to it. People like it and continue to like it for a good amount of time. I feel like that the time between Splatoon coming out and when we got Inkling and Smash is like the right amount of time for a new IP to get into Smash. So I feel like Astral Chain's still a little too new. It will be forgotten by next year. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
good. It got good reviews and everything. But does it have a future? They're gonna make sequels and stuff. I kind of want a game to sit a little bit longer before I think it should be kind of again, I hate using the word deserving before it kind
Right.
of deserves to get into Smash. That's just my own thoughts.
And
on
you know
it, though.
what? I agree with that. I honestly think that adding Springman in right around the time that everyone was speculating about the base roster probably wouldn't have been the greatest move, because let's be honest, ARMS is pretty much dead at this point, right? Now
Yeah,
the
are they going to make a sequel? If they don't make a sequel, then
ARMS
it's
is
probably
dead.
best to just have them be an assist trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
Yeah.
an assist trophy is fine, right? But I think that if Nintendo does adding characters that early, right when a game comes out, the only reason they want to do that is because they want to make sure a game performs well. Because once again, we have a case of the character sells the game and the game sells the character in Smash. So that's the only reason I like could understand Nintendo doing something like that. But at the same time, Papa,
Right.
I 100% agree with you. I think a game needs to sit for a little while because you're right. It's not like Sakurai's just adding in random characters. I mean, I guess besides Piranha Plant. But but yeah, I think that to get into Smash, like Sakurai said, it's important that they're fun, and it's not as important that they're recognizable. However, I think that it's important that they're both. Like, a character should be fun, and it should also be a character that gets people excited. Like, if we do get a reveal at the Game Awards, and it's some character that nobody's ever heard of before, and it's our last DLC fighter on the first Fighter's Pass, why would anyone buy the next one? At least that's kind of where I'm sitting.
That's a
right
really
now.
good point. Yeah, I feel like that is a really good point, and it's something that I've talked about on my channel a bit. And it's strange that we don't really think about it, but technically, we all did sort of buy a loot box, right? When
Yeah.
we first bought that first Fighter's Pass, without knowing all the characters that are in there. Simply, it's basically buying a loot box in terms of not knowing. You know the quality will be there.
Right, Sakurai.
Basically the artistry will be in there. It's Sakurai, so you know, but it's buying a movie ticket without knowing what the movie is, or without even getting a trailer for that movie. So that to me is very interesting, and I'm a very big proponent of this final character. Even though I completely love everything that has happened in the Fighters Pass, even characters that I didn't really know that much about before they were characters, they've handled it so well. But this final character has to be the biggest character. It can't just be a JRPG character that's big in the East. It can't just be a Western character that's only big over here. It has to be something that really, like you said, sell the Fighters Pass in its entirety, because then all the characters are revealed. I think like a lot of people will then decide to buy the Fighters Pass. A lot of people have been waiting until it is complete, because of course you need to earn that money. You need to earn for people to spend their money on it. And I also feel like that same idea applies to what your legacy is going forward, and especially what you just said, Chris, the idea of another Fighters Pass. If they do it in the same sort of way, why would I spend money on something when there's going to be like one character in there that I want, and I can just buy that character separately for a lot less money? Yeah, so that's kind of how I feel as well. And of course, even if it's a character that I completely hate, I would totally buy that character, because the character will have been done total justice by Sakurai, and it's in Smash, and it's a playable fighter. And of course, I am a huge fan, so I will always do it. But in terms of the general audience, or even like general Smash audience that, isn't into the game every single day of their lives, it is a very big deal to make people's money worth something. So yeah, they need to keep in mind that it isn't just Sakurai's darlings or something like that. You can't just keep coasting on things that you have a bias towards, or things that might or could be cool. If you do something like a huge Fighters Pass, then at some point you will need to do the thing that you did initially with the game, which is to get mass appeal, right? To get everyone invested, because there's a little bit for everyone in there. And right now, in all honesty, there's not a little bit for everyone in there. I feel like if you look at especially characters like Banjo, I mean, that's a fan favorite, but a very specific fan favorite of people who grew up with him. A lot of our viewers for our YouTube channels are younger generations that didn't grow up with Banjo and Kazooie on the Nintendo 64, so they don't know that character. And even though it's my favorite Smash character right now, I could definitely see people like, okay, I don't know any of these franchises that just entered Smash, right? They are all either older franchises, or they are from different systems that are not on Switch or something like that. So in that sense, I think either a big icon, like a big iconic character like a Lara Croft or something like that, that literally the entire planet knows, or a character that is either a very third-party heavy, like a character that everyone will kind of recognize, or a character that is first-party, so breaking that rule. And I think that it's going to be really difficult to meet that demand. I don't know how you guys think about that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. I don't know if the final character needs to check like all of the boxes that you laid out, but I think the overall fighter pass does. So this final character kind of has to complete it. You know, it has to make it so that when I look at it, I go, okay, we have a newer character like Joker. We have like an older fan character like Banjo. We have a Western character like Banjo, or a Eastern character like Hero. You know, it kind of has to check all those boxes. I do think, and we've been speculating on this already quite a bit, but I do think one box that isn't checked is the female character. And I do think that is kind of a box to check. Even when they were doing the Smash ballot, they basically said, like, what character do you want? Why do you want the character? And the one other question they asked was whether or not you're male or female, which means that they were actually taking that data of who, you know, girls might want in Smash. So I do think getting a female character to appeal to a female audience is something they did actually look at. And that's the one thing we kind of don't have in this past besides Kazooie. So I do think that's kind of one of the boxes left unchecked here.
Yeah, I guess another.
I totally agree, but I also think that every single girl on the planet check that.
Yeah, I guess another thing that I'll say really quick is that I think another box that we're missing is the villain box, right? Like,
yes,
we have like Bowser, Ganondorf, Ridley, or who are the other villains? I can't even think of them now. Like, right? We have a severe lack of villains in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I think they need more representation too, because there are some really cool villains out there.
So one character I saw speculated quite a bit was Nightmare from Soul Calibur.
From Soul Calibur.
Who, like, yeah, he'd be so dope. I love Soul Calibur, and he like fits as he's both the main character kind of that series and a villain character. So he fits that like perfectly, because there's not many game series that you can be like, we're gonna take a character from that game, but we're gonna take the villain and not the main character. Like, but you could do it with Soul Calibur.
Yeah,
I think that also that's a Bandai Namco character, right?
Yes.
So it's the orange for the Fighters Pass color.
We lost him.
I think he's on a pop.
I'm so sorry. I think I'm still. You guys can carry on.
I think you were trying to say that Namco fits color theory, right? Because it's the that's their color. Yeah, I agree with that, and it also fits. The really weird thing about Namco is that we don't have the Lloyd Mii costume, we don't have the Heihachi Mii costume, we don't have the Gil Mii costume, and I think we've gotten Mii costumes back from every other company, every other third-party company that was in Smash 4, except for Namco. So, like, if it's a Namco character, you can put those Mii costumes back, or at least some of them, and kind of round out getting at least some of the Mii costumes from all the third-party companies from the last game.
Right.
Yeah, most definitely. You definitely ticking the boxes off like that, because at the end of the day, we need a little bit of everything in Smash, and I think we almost gotten that. And I think for a lot of people right now, as crazy as this sounds, a lot of people are like, no, I haven't Fighter Pass yet. And I'm like, why? Well, it's a bunch of characters that I don't want. Or, and I'm just like, just be grateful that we are getting a Fighter Pass, because you know what? He could have just gave us the default roster, and then boom, there you go. And that's enough within itself. So I'm just like, at this point, whether it be a female character that's get added for 5, or if it's a villain or whatever, I'll be happy, because you know what? With Smash, I feel like there's the perfect balance, right? So you have your villains, and of course you have your waifus, and so it's just at this point in time, I'm just really hyped for the Game Awards, because the whole Joker thing was just like off guard, right? Like, I'm just sitting there like, wait a minute, like Persona Switch, like just the way how they kind of presented everything, and so it's just kind of like at this point, man, I'm if it's a Bandai Namco character, I mean, it would just make logical sense. But Nightmare, I think, Gino, I think that's a very good character. I love Soul Calibur. Nightmare would be just amazing. Now, how would his recovery work?
I have no idea about recovery, but he is one of those characters that, like, because he has so many like ring out moves in Soul Calibur, you know, he like flips people up and like can hit you with like the side of the sword and knock you off and stuff. I could feel like how he's gonna play in Smash.
Yeah.
Recovery wise, no idea, but you know, just the way he would like fight with that giant sword, I can like feel that character moving around in Smash, and that's something I know Sakurai really thinks about too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
Most
going back to that, Marlon, really quick.
I think that there's a move in there, right?
Oh, there you go.
I was gonna say, Marlon, going back.
I think
to that real
I think
quick-
that there's a move in there for Nightmare where he like slashes upward and he makes like a huge leap in the air and then he strikes downward. Maybe something like that, you know, so like Nightmare Leap or something like that. Probably like all those fighting games have like tens of thousands of moves with different combinations. So there is something in there, I think.
Yeah,
Also-
Marlon, I was gonna say, you were talking about Joker getting revealed at the Game Awards. I wasn't expecting anything to be announced at the Game Awards last year. I was too hyped for getting Smash Ultimate at midnight. So I remember I went to GameStop because they always do the midnight launches, and I usually I like to get all my games physical. And I just remember everybody cheering and was like, "Oh my god! Like Joker is coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate." That was just like one of my favorite memories. So I'm hoping that something like that happens again because, you know, I'm going to be live streaming the Game Awards. I'm sure most or all of you guys are too. It's exciting, man. It's definitely exciting.
Man,
Yeah, I remember last year I was watching the Game Awards, and I was like, honestly, and no offense to the Game Awards, I was getting kind of bored, and I think it was just because I had Smash in my mind. It was like, not to knock the Game Awards, but I had, you know, watched the Game Awards, and also at midnight I'm gonna go buy Super Smash Brothers. I've been waiting for like crazy over the past like year. So I was getting like a little bored with it and stuff. My brother, I remember, like came in the room and he was like, "Man, we gotta go. We got like 10 minutes before like," and I was like, "Yeah, give me a second. I'll just watch until like the absolute last minute when we have to leave to get to GameStop." And then they announced it. I was like, oh my god, like Joker.
Oh my gosh, going crazy.
Then went to GameStop and everybody was like hyped. It was so cool.
It's amazing,
see,
man.
That's the power of Smash, man. I'm telling ya. Smash is, that's why it's one of my favorite game series. But yeah, anyways, going back to it, yeah, at this point, I don't even know who's going to be revealed. I mean, like, with all these deconfirmations going around, like everybody said, actually, you know what? Really quick, do you guys actually think we're going to get a reveal at the Game Awards? I want to know that. Do you guys think that a character is coming?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my soul because it's like, at this point, come on, man. When was the last time we got a direct? September, okay?
It was
now
that
we're in
long?
December.
Oh my God.
3 months without anything from Nintendo.
Well, we
Come
do
on,
always
man.
get one in January, though.
True.
Yeah, true. So I'm like, come on, man. To end off 2019, you got to give us something. Give us something to hold us over. I mean, there's like 15 new world premiere games that's supposed to be showcased there. So I do believe that Smash is right up in there. And hey, and if it would just be the perfect icing on the cake for Game of the Year, Smash Ultimate, then Sora's get revealed for Smash Ultimate alongside the Remind DLC theory that I've been hearing about. So they're gonna show that off and then show Sora Smash, and then voila, you know, Nintendo stole the show. So that's how I'm looking at it right now. You know, just overarching rainbow unicorns kind of thing for Nintendo.
That would be amazing. I mean, if there was a time to announce Sora, like that would be it, and it would like the internet would break.
Yeah,
Oh my God, bro, I'll lose, boy. I'll be ripping shirts. My green screen will be on the ground. I'm jumping through the window. My computer, boy, I'll be going crazy, man. Sora, Smash.
I think for that Game Awards reveal, it is the most likely thing, I believe. Yeah, I think you guys have been saying that January, of course, we always get a Nintendo Direct, so it might be stealing thunder from that maybe. But of course, we know that the end of February is the end of the Fighters Pass for real. But we also know that every single time we've gotten a character right now has been like way before the expiration date. So I really feel like we might even get a character at the Game Awards, which will be already playing in January. I also think that because this is such a huge opportunity, I mean, the world will be watching. I think there is a possibility Sakurai might even be present, even though he is a busy guy. this is the Game Awards, and they even did the Smash Brothers Orchestra last year, so they pull out all
Oh
the stops for
yeah,
these
that was
things.
really
Yep.
cool.
And of course, he's also up for Game of the Year, which means that there's almost like an obligation that you're there for that year to, potentially receive the award.
Yes.
But of course, also Nintendo of America could be doing it. But yeah, it's so Sakurai, So I think my prediction would be that we do actually get a new character announced, the 5th character in the Fighters Pass, but we also get a tease of what's coming next, and whether that be another character or a character in Shadows, or the idea that we're getting 3 more, or the amount, something like that. I believe there's 2 Smash things that they're going to drop, because not only do we have the benefit of Smash actually, having had this great announcement for Joker that broke the internet last year, but we also have Smash Brothers, represented as the Game of the Year nominee, which is a huge deal. And if they don't grab that opportunity right now, that'd be super horrible marketing on their part. And I think that they know a lot better than that. So I think they have something big planned. I also don't want to overhype myself for these things, because I could be watching throughout the entirety of the Game Awards, which sometimes can be, PapaGenos, they can be a little bit of a drag, especially when it comes down to the Hideo Kojima, blessing and stuff. Every single announcement is like a Hideo Kojima thing, or is like, and he's such an amazing genius. And although I do like the guy, he's like been nominated for every single award. I believe that this is their time, and if they don't grab this opportunity now, they might never get that same chance again. I mean, being Game of the Year, you can't be that next year, right? This is the time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too, because it will break my heart, honestly, if Smash doesn't win Game of the Year or win something, because we know why it didn't got into the Game Awards last year, because hey, it happened before the Game Awards, and that's cool and all, but Death Stranding is not for everybody, and I think Sakurai, being good friends with Hideo Kojima, kind of stated that. But here's another theory, right? That everybody's been saying, "Oh my God, Marlon, what if it's Norman Reedus, bro? I dare Sakurai to put Norman Reedus as the 5th and final DLC character, because you know what? Hey, if the overarching thing is right, this character we don't even know of, right? It's a character that we least expect to be in Smash. So everybody's like, what? I mean, Sakurai is very good friends, with Hideo Kojima. So could it be Norman? No, please no. No.
Yeah, I'm doubtful we get Death Stranding in
Me too.
For one, it's too new. It's kind of like the Astral Chain thing. Right. I just think it's too new. And then I don't know, an actual human being like you're saying, Norman Reedus, I don't think Nintendo would want to do that. I mean, if Norman Reedus in like a year or two has some say some PR nightmare happens with him, he's a real person. He's existing in the world. Anything can happen with that person. If that happens, all of a sudden that's like now attached to Smash. They would never let that happen.
That is true. That is
not saying that Norman Reedus is like a controversial person or something, but you never know. 5 years from now, what he's gonna do or what happens. So
that is true, because then that would just bug down on the legacy of Smash and make people feel like, oh, okay, well, you got this character in there and he did this, and I see what you're saying. It makes perfect sense. So I think Nintendo is gonna play this one safe. And the whole theory with Sakurai being there, I think, it would just make perfect sense for him to be there. It'd just be so legendary for, Jeff Keighley to bring him up on stage and be like, but then I feel like they're going to be a little bit discreet with it, because if Sakurai comes up on stage, I mean, it could go 2 ways, right? It could be for an award, or it could be 5th and final DLC character reveal. And I think that would just be the dead giveaway right there. But just as you expect, Reggie is gonna be there. So I'm just hyped, man. I'm like a little schoolgirl right now. I'm just, I'm just like, oh my God, Reggie's gonna be there. So it's just, come on, man. You already got one legend, so Sakurai needs to be there. And I know he's a very busy man, and he's always working. And who knows? He's probably already started to work on Fighter Pass #2. So I do believe he's gonna be there. I think it's just fit in for that to happen.
So
was there confirmation Reggie's going to be there?
Yeah, he did say that he's going to be there and take pictures with him. make sure you go ahead and buy your tickets and stuff. It was all over his Twitter and stuff. I think he tweeted about
nice.
it.
Because he was kind of absent from like E3. I mean, I don't know if he was at E3, but he didn't like do anything. And I was hoping he'd maybe be in like the Nintendo Direct at E3 or something, kind of as like a bowing out. But man, okay, so I'm gonna throw this out there. This gets thrown out all the time, but
yeah,
all right, we do not have a Porky spirit in Smash. It's a really strange.
I know.
It's a strange omission, okay, to not have Porky. He was not only is he major in like the Mother series in both Ness and Lucas's games, but he was a boss in Super Smash Bros. Itself, and he's the only boss character.
You're getting me all riled up
over here. He's the only boss
here.
character that he's not in Smash. He's just not in Smash at all. He's not in a spirit or whatever, and it's so weird. And if you have Reggie at the Game Awards, what if they announced like Mother Collection, Mother 3 in the West or something like that, and Porky is the final character? That's a villain character, first part of Nintendo. And it would just be like the time for Reggie to like just cast that whole Mother 3 thing aside and then bow out.
That is true. And you know what, to piggyback off of you, Genos, I feel like, to be honest, people has been hounding Reggie about Mother 3 or just about a new Mother game, and I feel like at this point he's like, I don't know, because a lot of people are like, oh, what if Reggie comes up on stage one last time and announce something, right? Like, maybe a Mother coming over or something new from Nintendo. I mean, it will just be legendary, man. And I feel like with him being there, being that he wasn't at E3, man, the perfect opportunity to come bearing gifts, like come be our Santa, Reggie, and give us something, dip in the bag and give us something and who knows, he might reveal the fighter number 5. Maybe they might switch things up, right? He gets up on stage and he starts talking, and Jeff asks him a couple of questions here and there, and then poof, fighter number 5.
I think cool about this whole thing is that actually I just found the article that says that Reggie is, coming to Game Awards.
Yep.
And it was pretty funny because I actually followed this when it was announced. Jeff Keighley, who runs like the Game Awards and stuff like that, he put out like a message about, I've been working on the Game Awards. I'm super excited to announce it to everybody. And then Reggie like retweeted it and said, "Can I come this year?" Simple tweet. And then Jeff Keighley actually sent something very related or Joker related. He said, "You won't need to in theater. We will send you a calling card. You do have perfect attendance so far." So is this like public display of a tease, or is this just in the moment something happening? Because yes, Jeff, guy that really likes to keep including people, even though they're not a part of the thing anymore, especially when he brought all the major gaming company bosses together on stage, which was a really big deal. But also the fact that he keeps including things from the past or things that might not relevant anymore, or hosts that might have before, and this seems like a very Jeff Keighley thing to do, to behind Nintendo officially still bring in Reggie, because he's now just he's not a company man anymore, but he's still a friend of the show. But also it would make a lot of sense for Reggie to be there one last hurrah, even though it was weird that he wasn't at E3. I think that this entire Twitter exchange, especially with him, going in detail about specifically Smash and Joker, I mean, we will send you a calling card. That even makes me a little bit hyped for like, oh, wow, is Reggie going to be there, like announcing the final character and then piecing out,
Yeah, that would be
perfect.
dope. Oh my God. I will go crazy. I will literally go crazy. I'm like, oh my God, Reggie, like, just, like you said, the last hoorah, boom, there it is. It's over. But I think Sakurai would fit perfectly there for an award or something like that for the game. And this is a theory that I had in my head. What do you guys think about this? Maybe a tease for the next Fighter Pass? I mean, not showing us any like fighters, but just kind of just like, just a trailer, like a teaser trailer or something. Man, people would just go crazy.
I think at the most, what they'll probably do is when they announce the fifth Fighters Pass character, and I think the possibility is super high to do that. I think what would make the most sense is to then announce like the second, and it'll be like a splash screen with more characters coming, and then like empty slots with maybe even colors attached to it, but it'll be like text, new characters are coming, and then like three empty slots or four empty slots, and then not even like shadows for the characters or not even silhouettes or anything, but just like and then coming
Yeah. Oh my god.
2020
my
until
God.
I completely agree with that, because one
Yes.
really strange thing about when they announced that we're getting more DLC is that that's all they announced. They didn't announce it if it's a fighter pass. They didn't announce how many.
Yep.
So it feels like that they can still have that in their pocket to kind of do something like that. So yeah, I feel like that is probably going to happen as well, especially once this pass ends. It's like that's the time to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it would be
What
perfect.
could even be cooler is the fact that when you announce something like that, maybe they'll even make it available for pre-order. I mean, the whole world's watching, so
Perfect.
that would be the best time to do it. I think.
Yes, perfect marketing strategy. Perfect, because you got to look at it like this. Like you said, everybody is going to be watching. So it makes perfect sense to just go on ahead and tease this thing going off into the new year, get some pre-orders, because Nintendo did put out their numbers as far as sales when it comes to the online, when it comes to like DLC content or just digital sales period. And Smash, unbelievably, is edging everything out on the eShop. You know what I mean? When it comes to the Fighter Pass. Right. So I think it would just make sense for them to just end off the year with that, and then boom, everybody can just go and get those pre-orders in.
Yeah, it's the time to do it for sure. I mean, end of the pass, end of the year, and just get everybody excited. Like you said, everybody's watching. So,
Yes.
the Game Awards probably get more hype than your average Nintendo Direct. So, that's the time to announce it.
And it's even more hype right now because everybody's expecting a Smash Ultimate reveal.
Or even Super Smash Brothers winning Game of the Year.
Yeah, seriously.
If it wins Game of the Year, it's going to have press coverage all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of those press coverage articles will have a little note at the end, like, also they announced the next Fighters Pass is this much. You can order it right now.
Yep.
Every article has that.
Oh my
boom.
gosh.
Oh my god.
More amiibo.
So I want to take this opportunity. I'm really curious if you guys have any characters, like if you had to say the fifth character will be this character and then we'll get three more, which would be your picks? Like maybe start with Marlon.
Okay. I would say Crash, and then followed by Gino and Rayman. I'm pushing it. I'm really pushing it. And I would say Chief. I would love to see Chief.
I guess I'll go next. If I had to pick, so like if it was four more characters, basically, right? That's the criteria here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know what the order would be. I don't know who I would want to get, like, because it's like when I think of the fifth DLC character, I'm so like bogged down with the deconfirmations or the hints and stuff. So like, I don't want to throw somebody out there that like I don't think is actually going to get in, but I'll just do the four that I would want. Gino, obviously number one. Probably Doom guy, because I do think we need a first-person shooter wrap. I feel like that's missing. Crash Bandicoot, definitely missing. And then Sora, because I think Kingdom Hearts would just, everybody, like, people would be so happy with that.
Very good choices.
Before I pick.
Yeah, so for me, in terms of, like, I'll do likely and the characters I want to see. So, in terms of the character that I think is going to appear as the fifth DLC fighter, I'm going to say it's going to be Steve. I think that Steve will be... Think about it. Think about how crazy a Steve reveal would be. Like, did you guys watch YouTube Rewind?
I didn't even get to see it.
The number one most watched game with like over 20 billion views or something was Minecraft. And Sakurai said before that he loves Minecraft. And yeah, we already do have a Microsoft character, but we can definitely get another one. So I think that, and especially if they announce Steve as the final fighter on the first Fighters Pass at the Game Awards after it wins Game of the Year, that would be insane. But that's just who I think. That's just who I think.
Right. And so for me, it's yeah. For oh no, you
Yeah, you
still
cut
have
me
three
off,
characters,
Cal.
right?
And then my three characters, pretty simple. I think that Crash Bandicoot's gonna join eventually. Just like because back in the old days, Mario, Sonic, and Crash Bandicoot were representing Nintendo, Sony, and
No,
Sega, and they were all rivals. So that just makes a ton of sense. And then I also think after Crash, we're gonna end up getting Geno, just because everybody wants him in the game at this point. And then also Sora. I know that that's a lot of Square Enix characters, but I think that Square Enix has really been like noticing that we want their characters in the game. So yeah, that's at least who I'm thinking right now.
Wow.
it's going to be really difficult. I think for me, it's the three characters I think are going to be Phoenix Wright, then I
Okay.
think a Monster Hunter character. So that can be like the player character, I guess, and maybe a character from Tekken, like Heihachi or something like that.
That'd be
I think
cool.
would make a lot of sense as well.
Yeah.
Those are three characters I don't have any affinity for, but I just feel like they would fit in Smash. They, make sense in Smash. As for the fifth Fighters Pass character, they can go really crazy with that character. I feel like it's gonna be Crash Bandicoot, and I think it's gonna be Crash Bandicoot because that would be the like color theory character. It would be another Western rep, which means it balances out the pass a little bit more. Also, I think a big Crash game was the reveal the last time in the Game Awards with that Crash box, and they can do looting this time, but then have the reveal be that he's in Smash. Also, the Crash games are all on Switch now. There's new stuff coming too, and I just feel like that character would fit in so well. The only thing weird about it is I feel the idea of Crash is a little bit too similar to Banjo in terms of, it's another, mascot character, but in that sense, we have like three anime characters or something like that in the Fighters Pass. So I feel like we can get another animal. That's really no big deal. And I think that if you think about iconography, that's the main thing that I'm going for, because it is that final fighter for this Fighter Pass that needs to tie it all up. It's really difficult, and I can't really think of a character that would please everyone in the world. I do believe that if there's no real Crash haters out there. There's no one like if you do Goku, like there's like 70% of the audience will hate it, and 30% would be the best thing in the entire world. And that's how these things go, right? And if you do, a female rep of some sorts, we've all seen the stuff on Twitter, right? You can really go wrong if you make that decision for the core fan base, which I hate. It's super toxic and weird.
Yes.
But also, I think that if you do a character like Crash that has a big gaming history, that has recent and great games, and has made this huge journey to win back fans' hearts, there's no better way to end that streak of, the Crash Renaissance, the Crash Renaissance, add him to Smash Brothers. I think that for the fifth character, my choice has to be something that will just resonate with a large audience. And on the Game Awards, on that character, that trailer, and with the game potentially winning Game of the Year, that's gonna
Nobody is mad at Crash. Nobody would be mad about Crash.
No.
Right,
No. That's childhood
exactly,
memories, man.
Maybe only like Cortex would be angry, but that's like canon.
The most bitter, the most bitter like console war people might be mad at Crash, but other than that, I think everybody would be psyched. I feel like he's an E3 reveal, though. Honestly, if I had to guess, I think Crash probably will get in. I honestly think it's next E3. I'll throw that out there right now. I think that's when you get Crash.
Yeah. I think that makes perfect sense, because there you go. You'll have all these people watching, like the Game Awards, right? And it would fit in for a character of that caliber, Crash, to make it in the game and everything like that. So yeah, I like that theory. So are you guys saying like the first for Fighter Pass number 2, or somewhere up in there, like maybe 2 or 3 or something like that?
My guess would be revealed at E3. I don't know if we'll get somebody in between, whoever the fifth is and E3. Maybe we'll get like one character. I'd say he'd be revealed at E3. That's my guess. But Caleb's not wrong. I mean, like he does fit color theory too. He's orange. Clearly, he fits orange. Yeah. He does have a presence at the Game Awards. So yeah, he could fill out the pass, and he's a great end of the pass. Like, I mean, I can't think of a better character than the pass.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Man, it's just so much way you could go about this, because it's like one of the things that I feel like a lot of people need to understand about Sakurai, he moves in a way where it's kind of like, okay, he will favor the fans and then he will favor himself. And I think there's one part where I was thinking maybe we could get Isaac, right? And then it didn't happen. And I was like, well, we got Fighter Pass 2. So Isaac is, you guys think Isaac could possibly make it in? Because I know they deconfirmed Isaac, but you guys think we could get Isaac anyway?
I love Golden Sun. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just going to make this quick. I honestly think that if we're going to get any assist trophy upgrade, it's probably going to end up being Waluigi.
Oh, my Lord.
I feel like he's number one for upgraded assist as well.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew it.
Because it's true.
I knew he was going to say that.
What if the pass ends on Waluigi? I mean, he's kind of a villain. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah, I mean,
it could take the place for Daisy in that image.
Makes
It
perfect
does
sense.
kind of make sense there. But yeah, to me, you know, it's the strangest thing to.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Waluigi. Just to even think about it. I mean, because he's one of the most requested characters since the game.
Right now,
launched,
it'd just
man.
be for the memes, and I think Sakurai knows it. I don't know. I think that there is. He gets in as a playable character, but I also feel like Mario is my favorite franchise of all time, and I love the Marios so immensely, and for a lot of different reasons. I do not believe that Waluigi deserves to be in Smash Bros. Among these great fighters and characters in IP. I think that in terms of
We lost him.
Yeah, I think we lost your audio.
Actually, it's a little weird to say that. And future, if the barrel is completely dry, but yeah, for right now, I think that a lot of people want the character in, but it's for two reasons. One of the reasons being the character's design is just cool and they like the character, and the reason number two is just for the memes and for the fun of it, and because, you know, it'll complete the picture of like Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi. But there's no reason beyond that, you know, in terms of like personality or moveset or anything like that. You can create pretty interesting things for the character, but not nearly as much as a character that, you know, comes from either a third party or another big franchise with Nintendo. So yeah, that's my like unpopular opinion, I suppose. Was that Waluigi is a fun character and definitely deserves to be in Smash at some point, but I would definitely say he deserves to be in there as an assist fighter, and we might be looking at more character picks like Piranha Plant, who are
Piranha Plant.
that you think of, but yeah, you know, immensely interesting character, and I don't know if Waluigi would have done the same thing. Of course, everything Sakurai touches turns to gold, so he could definitely make it happen, but I would rather something different than Waluigi, because and I just now noticed that probably you're all about that Wario and Waluigi. So I don't want to say too many things, but what I do believe is that in terms of Mario characters, there are many others that I would want to
Be in the game.
Smash before Waluigi.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with that. I mean, I feel like if Waluigi is the fifth and final DLC character, I think it would be a lot of people. It will be like a bittersweet thing, because, you know, you have on one side you have a lot of people like, no, I don't want Waluigi, you know, to be, you know, a DLC fighter, and then on the other side it's like yes, you know. So I don't know, man. I think it will be a bittersweet thing if he makes it in, but there's also a lot of other Mario characters. There's a lot of other characters like Ryu. Nobody's talking about Ryu anymore ever since he got deconfirmed. And I think Ryu Hayabusa would just be a very good fit. Oh my God. He would just be, I love Ninja Gaiden. I love Ryu, you know, but hey, you know.
He's one of those last remaining like NES classic characters too. Like when I first heard about him, like kind of getting quote unquote leaked or whatever, if that, you know, is true. I was just like, oh, perfect. Like, yeah, I believe it's him. Like, that's going to happen. And now he's kind of deconfirmed for the 5th DLC spot, if that's to be believed. I still think he's happening later, though. Like, I do. I'm like, I haven't, like, tossed him out completely.
No, I agree with that. I think that Ryu Hayabusa is a character that got a lot of hype for a really long time. And I believe it was because of a leak that was posted on 5 channel, like, a super long time ago. And then people started, like, talking about Ryu Hayabusa. And then other people
That was the
were
original, like, when he got talked about, yeah.
Yeah. And he was, a lot of people were like, Ryu Hayabusa, oh yeah, like this character would fit great in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And then Sabi just came in and he was like, no Ryu Hayabusa in Smash is the 5th fighter. And then everyone was like, okay, cool. Guess we're not getting the ninja this time around. But I do think that that's one of the things that is important is that I think that Nintendo and Sakurai do look and see which characters people are talking about right now, right? I mean, the biggest example of that is obviously with the Smash for Wii U and 3DS Fighters Ballot. They were looking at that and they were like, which characters are we going to add to the game? And that's why we got like Ridley and Banjo-Kazooie and King K. Rool. Like, they do listen to their fans, so if they see us talking about a character, it's possible that they might not add them in right away, but they will add them in eventually.
Yeah, we got Sabby up in the chat. What's up, Sabby? Yeah.
Hey, what's up, dude?
It's a crazy roller coaster, guys, to even think about Ryu Hayabusa because, like Papa said, he's legendary, man. So I feel like, I mean, if we got Terry, come on, man. Come on, guys. I mean, it would just be fitting, right?
Right.
So it's kind of up in the air. And I'm not going to completely throw him out of Fighter Pass 2, because he could happen. He could be in Fighter Pass number 2.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like I said, if people are talking about those characters, then it's very possible that they're going to hear about that and then eventually go ahead and add them in. We never really know what Sakurai's thinking, and I think that that's something really fun about Smash Ultimate is that we, with the whole Grinch leak, we all thought Sakurai was going to go one way and just do character after character after character after character reveal. And then instead of that, we got Incineroar, Ken, and a potted plant. You know what I mean? So it's just like we can try and predict what Sakurai's gonna do, but every time we think that Sakurai's gonna turn right, he just makes a sharp left in the other direction. So I mean, at this point, with all of these companies deconfirmed and everything else like that, all these characters and stuff, like, it's weird because I have no idea which company or which character can end up being. But I'm sure that Sakurai is going to unveil this character and we're going to be like, oh, why didn't we even think of them? Or, this is a character we've never heard about, but I want to learn more about them. And their moveset looks so unique in Smash Ultimate. Like, maybe they'll have a gimmick like Hero's Down Special. Or maybe they'll have something like Cloud's Limit Gauge or something like that. Which is something I really like. I like when characters are, like, original like that.
Yeah, Sakurai was saying, he said something about how the moveset potential or how fun the character is to play is more important necessarily than like them being iconic. So there's definitely a balance there. And Sakurai usually nails it pretty good. Even if there's a character I don't personally have much of an attachment to, like I'm not a big Dragon Quest fan. Whatever.
Right.
I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, so I appreciate the Akira Toriyama art style in Smash. But having the character play so uniquely was something I never considered in Smash, and it is fun to play. Like, so if Sakurai can come up with something like that, even if it is a character I'm not super attached to, Sakurai ends up making me love the character anyway. So right. I'm confident he'll do that again, no matter who we get here.
Yeah, most definitely. What Sabby said, Busby.
What thing?
What Busby? Y'all remember Busby?
Busby?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He said, I'm thinking of everybody. Everybody's asking him about what who's the next character or whatever, and he said, I'm thinking of Busby. Y'all remember Busby, right? I think it was that on PS. Oh my god. Wow. Busby for Smash? Okay.
Wait, are you talking about like in the chat right now? Is that is that actually Savi's YouTube account?
Yeah. He actually subbed to the channel a while back.
Huh.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
Or
be
much-
shocked. I mean, like that was pretty approachable. Like I talk to him every day. So
But yeah.
my God.
So I don't know. Guys, it's getting close to time for me to go to work. So, let's go ahead and just give our final thoughts on what's going to happen at the Game Awards, and then we'll go ahead and end off this version. But if you guys want to see another one, make sure you guys slap the like button, subscribe to each one of us, and then we should be able to do another one of these very soon.
sweet.
Sweet.
So, Callum, if you were there, would you like to start?
I think I missed the last part. Is it like final thoughts?
Yeah, just give your final thoughts about the Game Awards, who you think we're going to see, why you think we're going to see them, and just a little piece about before we head out.
Sure. Well, I believe that one of the most interesting things here is that Smash Brothers could have Game of the Year. There's been a lot of great games this year, so it'd be a huge surprise if Smash actually wins the best Game of the Year. I do think it's been hugely influential for a lot of people. I mean, you hear about, especially this game being the ultimate game, it's so polished and so well done. So I think it has a fair shot. I don't think it'll win simply because I wouldn't say it is like in the same art form as the rest of the games are, like in terms of the story mode in Smash Ultimate wasn't that great, in terms of content, the best types of came in later in terms of like the home run contest and stage builder and stuff like that. So there's a couple of issues that I have with the base game. Especially the base roster, I think that was a little bit disappointing, but it got so much better with the DLC. So yeah, I don't think that even as the huge Smash fan that I am, it'll deserve to have Best Game of the Year, or I think it will get Best Game of the Year.
Mhm.
But I definitely think that it'll be really amazing for the Smash community if it will. And I think that if we get a character announced on the show, then it either be it's weird, right? Because we got Joker last year, so it can literally be any character because people will likely be very hyped for it. I think that Crash Bandicoot would be, Crash as the party or something like that would be a very cool thing to, have the tag be.
Yeah.
Or Crash as the Game Awards or something like that. But in terms of reveal. Live music for Smash, and I think the live music will actually be live, and hopefully the English and Japanese version, like a little combination of the two. That I think will be very special, and a lot of people don't think about Smash in the same sense anymore. But yeah, I think we need a little reminder, and of course they always do musical things, so I hope they do that. If they don't,
We keep losing them.
they should the great remix, do a live version of that. And in terms of the final characters will be, like I just said, we'll see how many. Basically, all my thoughts. I don't think that it will win Best Game of the Year simply because I think that even though it is a beautiful and great realized game, it isn't as polished as say a Control or Resident Evil remake. Even though those games are special in their own right, they don't touch like Smash Brothers' sense of community or anything like that.
Mhm.
It is a really difficult thing, right? How can you put them all in the same box? It's almost impossible.
That's very fair. Marlon, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. As far as reveals, I would say Sora. I'm really edging towards Sora for the fifth and final DLC character, and the reason why is because come on, man, he's been at the top of the food chain, at the top of the list as far as characters, DLC characters for the game, and so with the Remind DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3. I think it would just be fitting, for them to do like a cross collab with the trailer and, Sora for the game. And so, I think it could go that way. Also, as far as Game of the Year goes, most definitely Smash. Control, they sent me the game. I played it. I didn't feel like it was the year material. It's a okay game. It definitely had a lot of technical difficulties. And in RE2, that's a remake. And of course, Death Stranding is there. which Death Stranding is good, not great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then we have what was it, Out of Worlds or something like that. No, Sekiro, right? It was a Sekiro, which is a very, very good game. Now that's a great game. But I think as far as all around, not just saying it because I'm a Smash fan or anything like that, but all around, I think Smash deserved Game of the Year because Sakurai and the team just went all out with this game. I mean, come on, guys. The amount of things that we've gotten in this game, it just blows every other game from every other genre as far as content, as far as story, as far as gameplay, replay value, just the overall aspect of everything. I just feel like it's worthy for Game of the Year. So how big that could be, you know, for Nintendo fans and Smash fans and just the whole community if Smash wins Game of the Year and then we get the 5th and final DLC character reveal and then it's just that big hurrah for the end of the year. I think it would just perfectly would fit well with the Game Awards for Nintendo.
That's a good point. Okay. I guess I'll go next, then Papa, you can end it off. But
Sure.
I personally think that Smash is going to win Game of the Year. I think that lots of people have been voting for it. I have not really experienced many of the other games because I'm really a Nintendo guy at heart. So I don't know much about them, but this is how I think it's going to happen, right? At the very least, Smash Ultimate has been nominated for Game of the Year. Okay, so that's a really big deal, especially considering last year's Smash wasn't even nominated because obviously it came out the day after the Game Awards happened. So the fact, and we got a character then, so the fact that it's nominated this year and like people are going to be watching specifically for Smash, I mean, if it does win Game of the Year, people are going to go absolutely nuts. And even if it doesn't win Game of the Year, like, if they announce a new character there, everyone's going to be like, yeah, this is like, they did win Game of the Year with just this character reveal alone. I think it's going to be a huge big name character. I'm hoping for Sora. I think it could possibly be Steve, but we are just going to have to wait and see. So at this point, I cannot wait for the Game Awards. I think it's going to be super fun, and something big is coming.
Ooh, that.
Ooh, I like the ending. All right, so my thoughts are basically, I also believe Smash will probably win Game of the Year. I think it deserves it. That's who I'd want to win anyway. Resident Evil 2 Remake I thought was wicked good, but I don't know if it's Game of the Year material. I feel like Smash is more so. Actually thought for a while there that, getting a Resident Evil character in Smash, having both those games there would have fit really well, but then we got the Resident Evil spirits, so oh well on that one. Maybe they're just tricking us. I don't know, but I kind of doubt it. But I do think Smash will win Game of the Year. I do think we'll get the final DLC character announced here. I feel like everybody's gearing up for that. I feel like Nintendo knows everybody is expecting that. Sakurai knows everybody's expecting that. So I do think that'll happen. As for who I think that character will be, I don't know. I keep changing. I mean, I thought it was Ryu Hayabusa, and I thought maybe Doom Guy. Then I was just thinking Phoenix Wright not that long ago. And now I'm kind of thinking, I'll say this, I'll at least narrow it down to, I don't know exactly who I think it is, but I'll say I do think Color Theory will happen. So it's something to do with orange, and I think it's going to be a female character. So female orange. Arl, I can't get out of my head, so I'll put her on there. Shell from Portal, maybe. Cosmos fits. Namco has the orange. I think one of those characters. That's my guess at this point. But man, I've been changing my mind left and right lately, so that's where I'm at with the Game Awards. Oh, and I also think like we talked about the future DLC that we're getting, like a number amount, like either if it's Fighter Pass 2 with 5 characters or 3 more characters or 10 more characters. I do think we'll get something about the further DLC at the Game Awards as well after the 5th character is announced.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. Well, guys, to all of you in the chat and to all of you watching this as a video later, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you for coming out today, and a very big thank you to MarlonGamingNation, Blocked Content, and PapaGenos. All of you guys are amazing, and I really appreciate all of you guys being here. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to all of these channels. They are really amazing. And with that being said, guys, if they have anything else to say, I'll let them say it, but that's all from me. So have a great rest of your day, and take care.